Hello everyone, welcome to my channel. I'm Cerebral and today is a little bit of a different type of video. You've seen me talk about Black women who have lost their lives before, but it's been a while. We know that a number of women of color are usually looked over in the media when they lose their life, especially Black women who have the highest amount, we have the highest amount of femicide in the whole country, probably in the whole world. And I wanted to take the time to talk about three women today because what happened to them could happen to any one of us. And I wanted to share their story because you just don't hear about it. We know, as usual, high amounts of the men taking their lives, and they didn't see it coming. Most women, you never see it coming. Sometimes there are a few warning signs. You think, yeah, my man might have a temper. Oh, yeah, he curses me out sometimes. Oh, he might have thrown something at me. Oh, he said that he's going to do this to me. He was just upset. He was just in his feelings. A lot of times, a lot of women, we don't think that the man that we're married to, who we're sleeping with, who we're dating, you don't really think they're going to take your life. You might think he has a temper. Oh, he gets upset. And in some cases, there are no signs. There are men who seem very calm and then they snap and it's over for you. And this is what happened to these three women. Okay, so the first woman that I want to talk about is Shaquanda Letis Odum. She was just 36 years old from California, Maryland. I know California, Maryland, but from Maryland. And she lost her life. Her now ex-husband Jason, who's 38 years old, took her life. They just got a divorce. And her last words, I kid you not, her last words to him was, "You better not."
For Lexington Park for a gunshot wound. Call cars 21,615 Liberty Street, Carter Pacific Drive. Still taking further information. However, we know a white knee on that crash. However, there is a subject that has multiple gunshot wounds. Units able to respond knowledge on the police channel 1109.
Oh my goodness. So Shaquanda has lost her life. She met up with Jason thinking everything was going to be cordial. He had to give her $22,000, a $22,000 check after the divorce. And you know that was eating him up in the inside. So many of these men today, they don't want to provide for women. They don't like alimony. It was bothering him in the inside that I got to give her this check. I guarantee you that played a huge role as to why he took her life. He ended up turning himself in after he basically gunned her down in the car. She was shot in the head and in multiple parts of her body. She crashed her car into a mailbox and hit another car. Fortunately, there wasn't a person in the car, but they performed CPR on her and she lost her life. I believe they have children together. I'm not 100% sure, but he turned himself in. They asked him, "Why did you bring the GU in there?" He refused to answer it. At the end of the day, he took her life. She is no longer on the earth because he was a bitter man, probably had control issues, couldn't stand the fact that she actually had the audacity to really leave him. Because a lot of times, again, women will warn a man. They'll try to work it out. They'll tell them there'll be things and men don't listen. And then when the divorce happens, they can't believe it. And the fact, I keep mentioning that check because I know it. I know it bothered him and it was tearing him up to have to give her that $22,000 after that divorce. And he was a coward. He was a punk. He took her life. And there are so many men who keep doing this over and over. Black women, I see it every single day. Every single day I see a Black woman being taken off the earth by a Black man like it's hunting season. It's absolutely ridiculous. And I'm so sorry to say that she will not be the last because I see it every single week, okay? And with other groups of women as well, where men cannot handle these divorces. They can't handle the thought that you are moving on and you're going to start your life over. They can't control you. They can't control your body. They are obsessed. They're bitter and they lose their minds. And again, like I said before, We don't see it coming most of the time, even if there have been signs of him having outbursts or maybe putting hands on you or cursing you out or throwing something. You don't always think the man that I love, the man that I married, the man that I made love to, the man I made children with is going to take me off this planet. And it's happening so much and it's frightening. And it needs to be addressed a lot more, the femicide against Black women by the Black community, but a number refuse to do it publicly. And it's just sad to see. Rest in peace to Shaquanda, absolutely a beautiful woman. So many of these beautiful Black women. It's just so sad, absolutely sad to see. Now we have Natasha Harris. She was 30 years old, also from Maryland. The DMV area has a lot of femicide, especially the South. The more south you go, it seems the worse it can get. I'm not saying it's not it's a nationwide issue, but there are certain parts of the country where femicide rates are very high, especially in parts of the South. Now, the DMV is sort of like the middle area. It's not considered always south to people, but I'm just saying the more south you can go, the worse. Like South Carolina type of area, Mississippi, Alabama, it can get really, really bad. But it's bad all over. I do have to tell you that. So we have Natasha Harris, just 30 years old. She lost her life. She was afraid. She knew and felt that she was being stalked by her obsessive ex. She was in a custody battle. And she was scared. She was so scared that she would have people literally walk her to her car.
Police now identifying the woman shot and killed in Glen Burnie last night as Natasha Harris. We first brought you this story as breaking news at 11 o'clock last night. Harris's father telling WJZ the 30-year-old was a loving mother and a hard-working nurse. Hello, everybody. I'm Rick Ritter. Welcome to WJZ's All Local News at 6. The victim's father, Dwight Harris, spoke today with WJZ less than 24 hours after learning his daughter was killed. Your Anne Arundel County community reporter, Caroline Forback, is on your corner in Glen Burnie at 6 with what we're learning about this investigation and who investigators may be looking to as a suspect now.
Wednesday morning, grief-stricken family members and loved ones of Natasha Harris held each other close in the parking lot where she was killed Tuesday night.
I'm at work last night. I get a phone call from my neighbor. It's telling me they hear gunshots in the parking lot.
Anne Arundel County police say around 7:40 p.m., officers responded to a report of a shooting in the 200 block of Snowcap Court in Glen Burnie. When officers arrived, they found Harris lying on the ground in the parking lot with multiple gunshot wounds.
I get a call from Anne Arundel County Police telling me my daughter was shot dead in the parking lot on her way to work.
Medics rushed her to the University of Maryland, Baltimore Washington Medical Center, where she worked as a nurse and was headed to start her shift, but she never made it.
Hurts me to my heart.
Police say homicide detectives collected multiple undisclosed items of evidence from the scene and interviewed several witnesses. Harris tells WJZ his daughter has been threatened by a former partner in the past. According to court records, Natasha Harris was involved in an ongoing custody battle in Howard County.
Someone's responsible for it, and they should be brought to justice. Period.
Detectives are asking anyone with information that could help with this investigation to contact Anne Arundel County Police. Reporting on your corner in Anne Arundel County, Caroline Forback for WJZ.
Absolute shame what happened to Natasha. She was actually so afraid she did not even get a protective order against her ex-boyfriend because she thought it would trigger him. And sometimes that still doesn't keep you safe, but it can help. So now she's no longer here on the earth. A child is without their mother. Her life was taken in the parking lot, actually outside of her parents' apartment complex. She was actually going to go to work. She was a nurse. Here she is helping people, saving lives as a nurse, and her life was taken. And now a child again without their mother. Obsessive ex. Now, they haven't arrested anybody. I believe it was her ex. She was in a custody battle. She was afraid of her ex. Her ex was stalking her, from what people said, obsessed with her. I'm pretty sure that the more they investigate, it probably will be the ex who did it. but you never know. Sometimes they hire people to do things, all types of stuff. What I do know is that this young, beautiful woman's life is gone, and it didn't have to be. It didn't have to be. Another man obsessed and can't get over not having control, can't get over not being able to have ownership over you, not being able to let you move on to start a new life. You would think that men, they talk such a good game out here. They don't need women. They don't like women. This and that about women. They're so strong and all that. But the minute that you leave them, you see what they're doing. You see what they're doing to us as women. You have to be, look, I want women to get a GU themselves. We know we're not as physically strong as men, so we can't always fight them off, but we can take steps. We can get the restraining orders. We can get the cameras around the car. We can press record on certain stuff. So if something happens, the cops will be able to see it. Have the security around the house. Get a dog if you need a guard dog. Even though I'm not gonna lie, the pit bulls can be a little bit scary, but there are precautions, certain things you can do. Is it always enough from what we've seen? No, it's not. Okay, and of course, prayer, we know that, but you also have to do these other things too. You got to be extra, extra safe. But it's just a shame that she lost her life because of some crazy man who couldn't let go. So rest in peace to Natasha, just 30 years old. 30 years old and off the planet. Will it ever stop? Will it ever stop, this violence towards women? I'm just sick of seeing it. Sick of seeing it. And they have the audacity to say that women are more emotional than men. But yet, who do you see constantly taking us off the earth every few hours? Seriously? So now we have Gina Martin, 36 years old. All these women that I'm showing you are in their 30s. She was from Colorado, but she wanted to celebrate her birthday in Vegas, okay, with her friends and her family. She had broke up with her ex-boyfriend, now ex-boyfriend. He couldn't take it. She got a new man. She was feeling happy. Her friends and family said she didn't often celebrate herself, so she wanted to for her 36th birthday. And he was obsessed. He was obsessed with her, and she got a new man again, and he took her life behind a rental car service. He actually shot her and her boyfriend, but she lost her life. He had the audacity to contact her brother before he took her life. His name is Frederick LeBlanc Jr., and he was obsessed with her. He was obsessed with her and couldn't get over it. He contacted her brother and told the brother that he was going to take her life. And he actually met up with her brother at the brother's place, and they had a conversation, and he basically made it clear that he wanted to take her life. And her brother was frantic and contacted the police and tried to contact his sister, but it was too late. He actually, Frederick, her ex-boyfriend, he was contacting her friends. He was on her friends' Instagram pages or social media about an hour before he took her life.
A shooting leaves one person dead and another injured. Thank you for joining us at 4. I'm Vanessa Murphy.
I'm David Charnes. That suspect is now in custody in Arizona, and we're learning the alleged shooter was once engaged to the woman who died. This shooting reported midday Saturday behind an Avis rent-a-car near Decatur and Sahara. A News reporter Ryan Matthew with the legacy a close friend says is left behind.
Police say the two victims just completed a transaction here at this Avis, then entering into the back parking lot to pick up their rental car. This is the general area that police say then a different man exited his truck and began firing. One of those victims dying here on scene and described by friends and family as the light now gone.
I'm thankful. I'm thankful that God allowed me to experience you.
Last words Ivan Williams will never get to say to his longtime friend Gina Martin. Monday would have been her 37th birthday.
If you knew Gina, you loved her. There's nobody aside from the suspect who I could say met Gina and didn't love her.
Police say Martin and another male were targets. A white truck was already parked in the back. Inside was a man they knew.
He immediately confronts them on foot
and with a gun, striking both multiple times. The male escapes back inside. Martin is pronounced dead on scene.
This is her ex-fiance.
Williams describes it as an act of domestic violence.
It's just been like a series of him harassing her. I know that for a fact. He's done it once when she was with me, like constantly calling her, trying to figure out where she was at.
The Vegas native worked in hospitality and was living in Colorado. Williams said she was considering a move back home to be closer to her family and son that just graduated from high school. When asked if he would be able to recover,
I don't think so, but in her memory, I'll try, because I know that's what she would want me to.
Metro adds the entire shooting was captured on this police camera. It's stationed in the back parking lot already, and it aided in finding that suspect in Arizona. Reporting near Decatur and Sahara, Ryan Matthey, 8 News Now.
Police identifying the shooter as 37-year-old Frederick Lee Blanche Jr. Police say he was arrested in Buckeye, Arizona. That's the westernmost suburb of Phoenix. No booking photo available just yet. Williams is holding a vigil for Martin tonight.
This is an absolute shame. She leaves behind a 16 or I think 18-year-old son, and someone is without their mother. Can you imagine the pain that they're feeling? This guy, obsessive, couldn't take it. He's not very attractive. He probably thought, I can't get another woman. That's how most of them feel too. If they feel, who's going to deal with me? How am I going to have sex with someone? I don't have a woman. She was too good for me. What am I going to do? She was cooking and cleaning. She was there for me. Oh, I wasn't no good. She moved on or whatever. It's not always like that, but period, the woman wants to move on. The woman wants to move on and they can't take it. All of these women were taken by bitter men who they couldn't bear the thought of seeing these women move on with their life, raising the children, trying to do everything in peace, getting a new boyfriend, maybe not having a new boyfriend, but having someone walk you to the car because you're so afraid because you know you're being stalked by a nut job, okay? Having your ex-husband upset, coming to hand you the check and then takes your life. All these women, and it's happening every single couple of hours, every single day. And it's like something that no one wants to talk about. You see the articles if you research about it, but you don't hear anyone really talking about it. But all you got to do, go on Yahoo News, go to CNN, go to your local news, Fox. You see it every day, especially Black women. You see it like it's hunting season every single day. Pregnant women, pregnant. It's off the charts, the femicide, and I'm tired of it. I don't know when it's going to ever stop, but it needs to stop. And again, there are a few things that we as women can do to try to protect ourselves. But again, you never think, sometimes there are no signs. Sometimes the men don't act crazy and out the blue, they're beating you up or taking your life all the time. And when I look at these femicide rates and I see how these women are taken off the planet, usually they are either shot or stabbed to death. Those are the top two things I see all the time. And it's absolutely horrendous. It's horrendous. And I hate to have to see this happen. It could be me. It could be you. You never see it coming. Your boyfriend, your husband, or a man you don't even know that's obsessed with you. It's just scary. But who do you see doing it the most? Usually men. And when we talk about Black women and femicide, 99 to 100% of the time, at least 99.8% of the time, the person that's doing this is another Black man. And that's something that y'all don't like to talk about. Some of you out there, not everyone watching this. Y'all don't want to air that out or talk about it and why that's a problem, period, especially being sick, 13% or 6% of the population, but the most unalive woman. Again, like I said, you do the math and I don't see how you can't see this is not a problem and not insane. So that is all I wanted to talk about for today. It was very important that you knew these women, who they were, what happened to them. They need to be remembered. And this issue of femicide is not going away. And I did not forget about it. And I wanted to share their stories with you. So may these women rest in peace. And what can I say? It just disgusts me. And it shows you again, you just never, as women, we don't see it coming a lot. Even when the man again might have some issues, you don't think it'll be your last day on earth and that your children won't have you anymore. Rest in peace to these women, and I hope that this is acknowledged a lot more, these femicide rates. All right. Thank you so much for joining me. Please get those likes up so people know about this video. And if you subscribe, hit the bell and click all notifications so you know when I'm live and when I'm posting. You all take care. Thank you so much. Bye.